Good morning and welcome to Living Well with Shelley. Today's topic of conversation is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates have gotten the worst rap in the last decade or so because of two reasons. One, the low carb movement, and secondly, the we are eating products instead of food movement. Now, what's actually happened? The low carb movement came into being and became such a huge thing because the pendulum swung so far in the other direction on how bad our food choices were. You know, we're running through drive-through, we're busy, we're eating more carbohydrates than we've ever in lifetime and more corn products. So we've got genetically modified corn and wheat. We are eating it as a go-to because of finances, because of quick and easiness, and because of that feel-good hormone, because we're all too stressed. So all these things are driving a behavior that is actually killing us. It is giving us heart conditions, it is giving us diabetes, it is giving us obesity, and all of it is because we're making poor choices. Now let's get back to eating real food and understanding how carbohydrates work. They are fuel for the body. They provide essential fiber that the average person will not get through their fruits and vegetables because they simply aren't eating them. And I could tell you, please eat these 7 servings of raw vegetables every day and not juicing like the whole thing into a shake, drink it down. I actually do a lot of that every day, but the average person isn't going to. So the bottom line is we want our carbohydrates. We want them. So how can we make them just a little bit better? The first thing I'm going to encourage you to do is I want you to stop and think about what choice you're making and whether you're willing to change your mind. This truly is about changing your mind. So whatever belief structure you've had, whether the way you were raised with the meat and potatoes at 7 o'clock at night, or whether you've not eaten a lot of meat for other reasons, whatever reason, or you've gone all meat and fat and not eaten carbohydrates, or it's just easier and cheaper in the store, whatever your reasoning is, stop and think, am I willing to change that? And if you're willing to remove the stuff from your house so that even when you are entertaining, cooking for others every day, cheating, you're still putting the good choices in your body and mitigating the damages. So much of what we're doing today is not only just not helping us be healthy, it is destructive. And that is actually the hard part. The hard part is saying, okay, I may not be eating anything that's helping, but we're getting to the point where the pendulum is swinging again the other direction where we're harming ourselves. So let's stop doing that. And let's talk about a few ways that we can do that. Right out of the gate, quit eating white rice. It's a treat for the weekends. Okay, if you have glycemic blood sugar issues, weight issues, that product needs to go. Okay, there's no fiber, it's been stripped down. Uncle Ben's, no. Get a whole grain, get brown rice, cook it up, sea salt, chicken broth. In fact, chicken broth is one of my favorite ways of dealing with quinoa. 20% protein, so this is a much better carbohydrate choice for the day-to-day living. My husband's not a big fan of it, so in this house what I do is I cook it up with chicken broth. Organic, low sodium, whatever your lifestyle needs, and I keep it in the fridge. I cook it 3 or 4 days in advance. And then I can simply stick it on a plate as a side dish if we need it in a hurry, because my granddaughter and my son will eat it that way, and so will I. But for myself personally, I'm home working in my home, and I like to throw it into my organic soup for lunch along with some ground meat. Same thing, I'll do the ground meat in advance. So I have an instant hot lunch. You can add whatever spices, flavors you like, but it's done, it's fast, and I'm not thinking about what am I going to eat today. It's done, and I've gotten all that nutrition in me already. If you have to eat potatoes, and some people just love them and they just want them, please go organic if you can afford them. Potatoes are like on the dirty dozen list. The pesticides and stuff are brutal. Don't buy russets. Get yourself a nice yellow skin German butter potato. Scrub them. Try and eat the skin. I mash them right in. No one knows the difference when you're on a thin potato like that. A lot of the nutrition's in the skin. But if you can make other choices like things like yams, you're better off. Highly nutritious, great fiber, and I use yams a couple of ways. Now, some of you that watch my series and know me personally know that I'm a celiac. I also have blood sugar issues. So I don't actually do carbohydrates, cereals, toast, things like that in the morning. I have a protein smoothie, and a neighbor put me onto a product by Visalis called ViShake. And it has 3 types of protein in it, one of them being a non-genetically modified soy that can go up to 3 hours. So I get great digestibility, a long duration, and if I've got a really busy day, I keep cooked yams in the fridge all the time. I add a 2-inch segment to my smoothie in the morning, and it's great with mangoes or pineapple, actually really good. It's a sweet vegetable. That's why kids love them. And that's why kids love carrots, by the way, and why these high sugar things like carrots become the mainstay of our children's diet when they're little, because they're not exposed to other stuff. And they think all food should taste that way. So just remember kind of what you're doing when you're feeding your kids. My granddaughter just loves her cooked yams. I just slice them into little medallions and cook them in olive oil. And she's a very happy camper and loves them. In fact, we have to make her eat everything else on her plate, and the yams are last, because otherwise she would live on the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates and crackers. Crackers are a weekend thing, guys. If you're looking to lose weight or be healthier on a regular basis, you don't eat crackers every day, okay? They're very high in fat and calories, and you don't get many for the same amount of other types of food. So white rice crackers, these are everywhere these days, and they are glycemic nightmare. So try and use whole grain, flaxseed, brown rice, tamari. These things that go into products that are so readily available, and easy for you to make better choices. So one of the other things too, with the same company that does my shake, has come out with a cereal. This is for the people that are minded about their health. I mean, it's $3.20 a serving, but it's a high protein, multivitamin and mineral complex carbohydrate, where the outside of the flake has got the stevia and cane sugar sweetener, not inside the product. So it touches your tongue, you get that immediate satisfaction without all the sugar and the calories. So again, every time you make a choice, just make a better one. If your kids like Rice Krispies, buy brown Rice Krispies and make sure the brand is not full of sugar. So it's all about the little things that you can change in your diet. Now, pasta's come a long way. I talk a lot about pasta on my gluten-free video prior to this one, because that's just gotten brilliant. It's whole grain, they cook up better. But you know, pasta, again, treat. That can't be just 3, 4, 5 times a week if you're trying to lose weight and are trying to deal with blood sugar issues. So you're going to want to go whole grain. Personally, that's not my favorite thing. I'd rather actually go gluten-free pasta that is whole grain, brown rice, amaranth, quinoa, than I would eating whole wheat pasta. Actually, if you try some of these things, go to the store, try a few things and try them out with your family, you'll find some of them are much better. So if you are very active, you're going to need more carbohydrates than someone that's sedentary with a job. If you find that you're very exhausted in the morning, give up the toast for breakfast and the bagel and things like that and try a protein smoothie. Then have your carbohydrates for lunch and your snack, and then remove the carbohydrates from your dinner so that you're not going to bed with a lot of blood sugar energy running through you. Protein and stuff has calories and energy, but it's processed in the body differently. So it's really just about making better choices. So I hope some of these little tips have helped today. Please, again, mindset, make better choices, and live well. Thank you.